Let me break down the answer into three parts actually. The first part, let's look at the context of the oil and gas services sector in Malaysia. The situation currently is that Malaysia has been exploring oil and gas the last 100 years in Malaysia. Now, from there on, Petronas played a very important role to grow the oil and gas services sector over here. Now, there is much more competition and also there is much more cost requirement for the oil and gas services sector in Malaysia. There are much more demanding oil fields in upstream. There are much more innovation required in downstream. And there's also a need to make sure that we are doing efficient work in the midstream activities. There are more than 3,000 over companies in Malaysia today actually, in the oil and gas services sector. Some are very, very small and some are even large ones. The smaller one need to become much more efficient in order to basically manage their exploration in the particular market today. Now, there is a need to transform this sector in Malaysia to support both the upstream and also downstream to become much more innovative, much more less bureaucratic and cost-effective. On top of that, MPRC's role is also to make sure Malaysia do become oil and gas services hub by 2017. And one of the areas we want to grow in Malaysia is on our trading activities. The government of Malaysia recently launched the GIFT program, the government incentive for trading, to encourage trading activities oil and gas to spur in Malaysia. This includes providing good tax incentive, and we in fact are providing zero incentive for LNG trading in Malaysia today. There are sectors in Malaysia which are very, very matured when I talk about oil and gas services. Now, there are also sectors in Malaysia which do require much more innovation and much more technology innovation in the particular sector. Let's look at a context like enhanced oil recovery or even marginal field. Not many Malaysian companies are ready for this kind of technology. So we have to import expertise and companies from overseas to joint venture over here to exploit this kind of innovation. While there are some sectors here that are very, very mature, like fabrication, for example, or even maintenance and services. These are the sectors we want to export to countries that need them. So it's two-way traffic down here. We do have mature industry, which we want to basically make them global players. And Sri Lanka is one of the countries that's now looking at this particular area. We want Malaysian companies to go down there and exploit the opportunity in Sri Lanka. Areas in Malaysia, we do want experts to come in, for example, like marginal field. So we do want to have talent from other places to come down here to exploit those opportunities in Malaysia. The current oil and gas services company in Malaysia are in fact very receptive to the change happening over here. I must say that Petronas played a very important role to make sure that the current climate is conducive for these players to survive in the situation today actually. Companies are now realizing to become competitive, they must merge their services, they must become bigger, they must become cost effective. So they are quite aware of the situation today and are in fact embracing the need to be consolidated, the need to provide more cost effectiveness, the need to bring in better talent, and also the need to make sure that they can sell their services not only in Malaysia but outside of Malaysia.